So, a while ago, back in July, I did a video talking about the suits for some of the characters in the show. More of these the show I'm working on. And so I decided to do that again. Now, because you obviously, over time, you draw more designs, you kind of need to do it again. Now, let's begin with talking about the Batman suit. So, one of the main differences from usual Batman suits is that in the comics, there's moments where Batman's at times wearing black with a black cowl, and there's moments where he's wearing a blue cowl. This doesn't really make sense, so it's just gonna be the crutch area, which would be blue. Now, you probably can't tell from due to the coloring, but there is still like some of that Batman Ibizana. I don't know how you say it. It's the one where he is like crazy and wears a colorful costume as he had in the comics. Let me try and find it really quick. But I couldn't find it, but it doesn't matter. So let's talk about the cowl real quick. Now, this cowl would actually be a combination. It's not a combination, but is gonna have elements of the Batman Who Laughs, where he just wears something on his cowl. What separates this Batman suit from the others, though, is that this Batman suit is is much like the Justice Buster or the Hellbat, where it's designed to go up against people who are like on a larger tier. So, like, if Batman ever needs help dealing with the likes of like Silver Surfer or Reverse Flash, or maybe even more powerful characters like the Spectre, the Living Tribunal, he should put on this suit. Now, the one thing this suit does have is the purple gloves. Now, in the comics, at least in Batman's earlier appearances, he did actually work purple gloves. Oops, not sure if you can tell that by that. Probably not. There, that's a better look. He has wore purple gloves in the comics on many occasions, so I think it's kind of referencing. Now, if you cannot tell, but this costume will actually have like spikes. It's mainly just kind of the reference to like the Dark Knights, the Dark Multiverse, and in this case you have the elements from Doomsday or the Devastator. Another thing of Batman's outfits would have elements from the Drowned and the Merciless. So, meaning Batman will have, like, swords and guns, but it's not lethal. But even then, I don't think they should just be lethal. I think they should just fire, I think those guns should just fire, like, sleeping darts, like tranquilizers. So even then, he's not killing people, which I think is good. Like, yeah, so when I was talking about the Man Who Laughs, I'm talking about the cowl, like with the part of the face and this spiky thing, which I don't understand how he can see. One aspect of the Batman that this Batman will have is the suit should also have the lantern or lantern ring. He should have similar to like what the Dawnbreaker has, and that is a Green Lantern that's made out of fear, or it should be like a combination of green and yellow power. And he will also have a Red Lantern, which we will get to soon. Now, he will also have elements from the Murder Machine where, so he should, like, have, like, some of those, Iron Man-like stuff. Like the Iron Man-like stuff where he just fires somebody. Now you could say, wow, this suit is too overpowered. Yes, but I mean, Batman has far more powerful characters in the comics, which makes sense because he's Batman. In season 3, he should have powers. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, Batman doesn't have powers. Batman doesn't have powers." I mean, look at this. This is literally Bruce Wayne from another universe that has superpowers. So, anyways, yeah. And like I said, she should have the powers of, like, alternate versions of that Batman had, like Red Death, Dawnbreaker, and also what the other versions of Batman had powers, like the Superbat when Superman became Batman for a bit. And so, this Batman should have be a speedster. By season 3, season 3, there's a main difference between how fast he is and the Flash. You see, when you look at the Flash, he's a speedster, a powerful speedster. What, in my opinion, makes Batman a bit very different is that he's not as fast as the Flash. You know, you kind of need to expect, if you're going to make Batman a speedster, try not to make him faster than any of the other Justice League members, as it kind of gets the sense of he's not as fast as him. So, the only times he should be able to be as fast as Barry or Wally is when, is that out of the three, Batman is smarter than the Flash and a better fighter. And so I think that could give him to his advantage. So even though this guy's speedster, don't assume he's like the Flash now. I don't know what Dark Multiverse is as a Batman. Let's go on. Don't know. Nope. Okay, yeah. And here's one. Now, in the comics, there is a Batman Ultra T-Rex. Now, yes, obviously he's not going to be like a T-Rex, but it should just be more like his suit can transform or can add that. Yeah. So it's not meant that, he can, like, hey, look, hey, look, my new team. My suit can transform into a dinosaur. How cool is that? I mean, we're talking about a show that loves about, that's, about war, and yet it does feature characters from, like, SpongeBob and regular show, and unfortunately other characters from cartoon shows. Anyways, let's go on. Like I said earlier with the Merciless, this version of Batman should have guns, but it should just always be non-lethal, or at least somewhat like tranquilizers. Nothing like, hey, look, we're basically and Punisher the same. We both shoot people. We both shoot people with real life lethal weapons. Batman obviously wouldn't just carries a tranquilizer. For anybody says tranquilizer just like a gun, no. Especially because Batman really wouldn't be firing bullets, he's just gonna be firing sleeping darts at best. Yeah, so let's go on. And besides, the Grim Knight actually isn't really considered to be a mashup of two characters. This one is just obviously just considered to be a mashup of the Punisher and Batman. The Robin King is not meant for this type of character. Here we go. So much like the T-Rex, this suit should have elements that the Batmobile would have. And I'm not saying, oh, this suit will transform. Well, it could, which obviously would be cool. I mean, I think that's the thing. His suit should also have stuff that the Batman video does in the comics or has in the comics. So let's move on. Yeah, I don't need that. Nope. Okay, now here's where the things get harder to realize. You see, this suit also has the ability of shrinking, just like the Atom, because, you know, there is the proof. Now, I want to quickly address this. What I'm talking about is not the size of an atom, but the size of the atoms of a bat. The size of an atom is very small, we all know that. And so if you're talking about the size of an animal, we're talking about, not the main size. And besides, Batman really wouldn't go into, like, Wolverine's skeleton body to just figure out how to take him down. He's not like that. Because that's more to Atom's territory, and so obviously you don't want to be copying the Atom. I think that's the one hard part about Batman at times, is that he's kind of unpredictable. You don't know if he's gonna go inside your brain, etc. Yeah. So it makes Batman a bit unpredictable with the elements from the Atom, where, you know, he could just shrink really hard and nobody would notice he's actually there. And of course he comes back and fights these bad guys. Now, when I mentioned the Red Lantern, this is what I was talking about. Because there's clearly a Batman Red Lantern there, makes sense that Batman would also have a Red Lantern as part of his suit. This part is more of the Silent Eye, you know, when Batman Hush. So basically shows this one is like, you know, and so there are elements from Hush into Batman. The sense that his mask makes a mystery. It's kind of a mystery when you realize that Bruce Wayne is actually that Batman, but then you realize what he's going through. So there still are elements from Hush. Not sure this is, but we skip. Nope. Okay, here it is. Now, much like how when we talk about Superman, well, yeah, we're gonna talk about Superman very soon, but he will have elements from Doomsday and Brainiac because, of course, comics. Wow, this is like 14 minutes, and I've only been talking about the Batman suit, and I haven't even gone over to any of the other guys. This suit should also have like these purple or pink dots. It should be very rare this season, though. and his skin will not be green. This is also, the red eyes are obviously from the Flashpoint, and this blue visor is obviously from the Arkham games. And this red is kind of meant to be attached to the cape. So even if Batman should have a much easier time gliding, his gadgets should be pretty much the same as well, which he should also have some of the gadgets from the Arkham games as well. So, I decided let's talk about the whole Dash of Manhattan. Now, in the comics, yeah, Bruce Wayne did get the powers of Dr. Manhattan, which, in season 3, he should literally be on like a multiversal level of a character. He should literally be nearly impossible to take down. I think that makes him terrifying in the sense that if you're a level of a multiverse, means that everybody who you're gonna fight against, you have to, that they know that they fucked up so much, they don't know how to take you down. There's all, and much like the Batman Who Laughs, obviously as you can see this one, it's obviously fake vampire teeth, that's to give him like more terrifying elements. His now as you can see his skin is pale, but much like the Batman Who Laughs, he should also have the same like skin as him, just with the vampire teeth, and obviously the fact that he's not gonna be laughing. Let's talk about Nightglider. Now, Nightglider is actually not considered to be a hybrid, but it's considered a pastiche of Silver Surfer. So, even though they are because Batman has the ability of gliding, the one aspect he might have is the whole this element. It's only when he's like gonna be in areas where it's like layered, it's like very small. You need that type of space to do stuff. Now, apparently this is like Duke Thomas and Ra's al Ghul Batman guy. So he should have elements from Ra's al Ghul and Duke Thomas as well. Well, obviously not Duke Thomas, because Batman and him have a lot of similarities, but it should just be elements from Ra's. So, don't know who this one is. And speaking of Batman should also have a healing factor similar to Lobo. But with the speed healing he should be able to generate really fast. He's not like Wolverine, though. And as you can see, there's a Batman and Amazo hybrid. And this makes it easy because then Batman can just replicate any powers that anybody has. So I'm just waiting for those comments just saying, hey, Batman is just way too overpowered. Maybe that's just me, but how is he this level powerful in the show? How is he gonna be any threat? How is he alone feels like the most overpowered character? I can't wait to see those comments. Now, yes, I know Batman should be one of the more powerful characters, but just because he's the most overpowered does not mean anything. This is just a dark version of Tim McGinnis. And, yeah. Batman should also have elements from Solomon Grundy as well. And she also would have, like, like some, and this suit can also change it to like larger Batman suit, like the Howlbat, the Justice Buster, or this guy. I don't know what his name is. And yeah, this is apparently a Batman Darkseid. And yeah, I'm gonna have to say it. I know people are gonna be like, yeah, this Batman is too overpowered. He should lose 10 out of 10. He should lose almost no fight. And yes, this is Darkseid, so it means he does have the powers. Okay, I'm just gonna go like this now because it was getting tough. Oh, so this guy was Barbados. We'll talk about him later. I know people are like, let's talk about him now. So this is Jeremiah Arkham and Batman guy. So so he should also have great psychometry skills. This is the Martian Manhunter Batman, which kind of adds to the whole transformation. This is the Mongol Batman, and I think that should be about it for when it comes to the Dark Knights. Yeah. And yeah, his suit also had some of the what the Robins had, and like Bane, and what like Bane had, what Red Hood had, what Tim Drake has, what Damian Wayne has. Yeah. There's even a lot of stuff I didn't even mention, like this suit should technically also have there's a shock gloves. Well, I actually don't really. Well, yeah, there's a lot of stuff this suit does have. But anyways, we obviously have to go on. Let's go on to the Black Canary. Now, I know fans of the Black Canary are gonna hate me for this. And I already know, I already can tell there's millions of Black Canary fans that are gonna dislike this video and say that her outfit is literally bullshit. And I'm ready for that. So I'm going to be using the Dino Laurel Lance one because that's the more popular one out of the two, I believe. I think that's the general consensus where out of the two Black Canaries, the Dino Laurel Lance one is considered to be the most popular. So let's first start talking about the differences from usual Black Canary costumes. And the biggest one by far is that she will be wearing a hood and is an archer. Now, this is actually in the comics. I mean, yeah, one thing I forgot to mention about the Flash is that because the Flash and Hawkman were mashed, his suit will have a very Atlantean-like feel. And so would Aquaman have a very speedster-like feel. Like here, Black Canary, this is the Black Arrow, Black Canary and Green Arrow hybrid. And besides, it makes sense. You know, you're hiding from the people. You probably need to hide your identity. It makes complete sense. Now, when it talk about the arrows, she will just have Sonic Arrow, but she's not going to be as good as, say, Oliver is. I mean, she can still fire like 30 people in the same time. It's just that she might take a bit longer of a time to do that. Yeah. Yeah, so her outfit, well, at least the chest part, borrows element from the Crow Jane character. I mean, I'm on the Black Canary, disambiguation. What? I don't know, I suck at pronunciation. So that means the purple, and the yellow is meant to be as the New 52. Like, more like the whole, you know, let me see if I could, find it really quick. Yeah, like this one. This kind of suit with some purple and black. The red side we're going to talk about pretty soon. Now, because she's wearing a hood, saying, will she wear a mask? Yeah. Her mask should be much more like the mask that, like this, or the ones that Black Canary had in the comics. So, the red star on her chest is, I think a version of Laurel or Black Canary had that. Yeah, a version of Black Canary had that. Let me just quickly try to, find it. No, I was not, I don't know, but I remember seeing when I was creating the character that she had something like that. Let me just try to find. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, this one is on the Black Canary webpage, and yeah, so it's like that. So this green stuff is obviously meant to be from Deceased, the new DC on Zombies comic that was released in 2019, where, you know, Black Canary became a Green Lantern. And speaking of Green Lantern, well, not speaking, but we're still going to talk about. Let's talk about some of the Laurel's powers. So the main thing about Laurel is that obviously she will have the same powers like the Black Canary has, you know, the Canary Cry, and yet she's like a really good fighter to a point she can hold her own against infinite people. Yeah. But then there's also Star Canary, which is technically a mashup of Black Canary and Starfire, so she will also have Starfire powers. Man, this has been a really long video, and I've only talked about 2 characters. Now let's go on to Firestorms. Much like Black Canary, I know fans are just gonna hate me for this. So, let's begin. So this is the Ronnie Raymond interpretation of the character. Let's first start. Now, the reason I use before I know fans are gonna say, people are gonna just, hey, why did you use Cosmic Ghost Rider? Why? Well, here's the thing. I did it because of this character, Deathstorm. He looks very similar to Ghost Rider. You know, take Ghost Rider and Deathstorm side by side. They look pretty much the same. They're both wearing like the skull, and they both have fire coming out of their head. So it makes sense. Now, because there's actually 2 Deathstorms in the comics, one made from Earth 3, which its design was the purpose for Firestorm, and then you have the other one from the Blackest Night. So obviously the skull would obviously be gray, as the fire is blue. This version of Ronnie should also have elements from like Posar and Firehawk. Pulsar is considered a Russian version of Firestorm, and Firehawk is a French version of Firestorm, apparently. So I just... Yeah. He should also have elements from Inferno as well. Now, one thing I did not talk about is that his should also have elements from Phobos, from Kingdom Come, and Firestorm from Earth 12. Well, maybe not Earth 12, but alternate versions of Firestorm. So yeah, that's Firestorm. Pretty simple. I noticed that was anticlimactic, but I think it makes sense. I mean, I can't mention every single character, besides we need to kind of get this sorted out, because we just have 4 left. Next up is the confusing Hawkman. Oh, poor Hawkman. And so basically, I want to quickly address, you notice how shitty that Hawkman picture looks? Yeah, but I had to draw it while I was in Mexico, so apparently, if it's bad quality, do not blame me. Do not blame anybody. It's just pure luck. So let's begin. So this is a picture of Hawkman. Yes, he doesn't usually wear armor, because it's kind of attached to him. Yeah. And that's kind of the difficult thing to tell. He will not have that. He will have that, just like he has where he, you can see him as well. But at the same time, he should also wear some armor. So it's both not wearing armor and wearing armor at the same time. Hawkman should also have, this very, police officers. He has that in the comics. Well, at least another version of him. He should also have elements from Fellander and more. Now, here's the confusing part. And this is where I think everybody would agree Hawkman is crazy. And that's because Hawkman is technically many people. So he does have that, this is essentially Hawkman from the past, the 6th century. And he will have a hawk-shaped shield, a hawk-shaped shield, and hawk-shaped swords. And he's also a western. And he's a Kryptonian at times. Yes, when I made the DC Arch Enemies video, I said this is one of the main reasons they could. And he even has this, design. You see what I mean? Hawkman has a shit ton of designs. And it's not because, hey, I'm a Hawkman fan. I'm sure not many people really like him that much. And can you see why Hawkman was kind of tough? You're taking not just Hawkman. The other characters at least have looks somewhat like the characters, but he doesn't. Oh, poor Hawkman. All I could see is all those Hawkman jokes. I can already see them coming. Anyways, let's go on to Mr. Oliver Queen. You have not failed the city. The Green Arrow. Right. So let's begin. Now, I want to quickly address, Oliver will be wearing a hood, but his hat that he had in the early comics should be attached to that hood. So every time he puts on the hood, it would look. Now, as you can see, there's red and brown. The brown is akin to Connor Hawk, and the red is connected to Amico Queen. Now you could say, hey, why is he wearing red and brown? It's because the brown is part to Connor Hawk and the red is to Amico Queen. Yeah. But besides, they're just part of this suit. There's also more green than those guys. Like I said with the Black Canary, he should also have some of the Black Canary's powers. Now, there was actually some versions of him that actually got power. Well, obviously got powers, but there was a version of him that took the body of Amazo. So he should have the powers of, well, Amazo. Now, I'm not sure if this is in the comics, but yeah. So yeah, this is a version of the Spectre on this site that got the Oliver Queen stuff. I'm not sure if he ever had that in the comics. If he had, let me know. But I'm not sure if he had that. But if he had, he would still have that. Anyways, now there were versions of Oliver Queen that obviously didn't have an arm. Now he would still have arms. Yeah. Now I want to compare the this Green Arrow suit to the Arrow suit. So basically, it should have like that season 4 design, where you know, you have a robotic. Well, it has that kind of robotic arm-like feel. We'll get to this very soon, but yeah. So it should have that season 4. If we're going to compare it to other costumes of Arrow, no. Yeah. I really like the season 4 suit a lot. I myself was not a fan of like the season 1 suit, the season 2 and 3 suit, the season 5 and 6 suit, the season 7 suit, or even the season 8 suit. So I wasn't really a fan of literally almost every season suit other than the season 4 one. Yeah. Now let's get into the whole this thing here. Let me at least try to find it. Yeah, this is the one where Oliver Queen took the body of Amazo. Let's see, let me quickly try to find it. Where are you? I'm tired. It's like it's 6 in the morning. Man, this is a 40-minute video. Jesus. I don't know. I cannot find it. Maybe I'll find it. Let's go on to Green Lantern. Oh boy. What are the Green Lantern fans gonna say? That's not Green Lantern. Who is that? That's not Green Lantern. Yeah, I know. So at first I kind of want... He's such a mess. Oh my god, he looks so terrible. So, what I wanted to do originally was just do the ones that Hal Jordan has. As you know, he'll have like the Spectre sort of like suit with like the parallax armor. You know, just to make him look incredibly badass. You know, that would look really cool. And so, but then I had this idea to like literally combine every Green Lantern Corps member into Hal Jordan. Yeah. Obviously, see, we don't need to go over him, as I just fear that, you know, people are just gonna make fun of him way too much. So let's go on to the web crawler himself, Spider-Man. Now I want to quickly address, people are like, okay, that looks kind of decent, but it's not the best interpretation of Spider-Man I've ever seen. Trust me. Let's go. So let's go over the suit. The suit is obviously a combination of like alternate versions of Spider-Man. Now, before we ask, why does he have 6 arms? Well, one, it makes him, well, one, cool. And second, it makes sense. You know, you want Spider-Man to act kind of like a spider. He will have to have multiple arms. Besides, his suit shows to have what the Iron Spider suit has, and that is the whole yellow things that come out of him. And also have the tentacles that Dr. Octopus has. You know, Dr. Octopus went into his mind at one point. There are elements from Miguel O'Hara and Miles Morales. Right now, oh yeah. Now, much like how Batman, this one should also have powers, though not like what Batman had. So basically, he should have the powers of Captain Universe, the Hulk, Moon Knight. I say Captain Universe and Moon Knight, Captain Universe and Hulk. Yeah, that is a Moon Knight Spider-Man hybrid. Hulk and Captain Universe, because Spider-Man did got the powers of them at one point. He should have the powers of also Carnage and Chameleon, because, you know, it's confusing. Not sure about the Hammer Supreme, though. My skin is very itchy for some reason. Yeah. So anyways, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think of every character's suit. So for Batman, do you like the other suits better from film? Or do you like this one better? For Black Canary, do you like the Arrow costume better or do you like this one better? Or for the Green Arrow, do you like the seasons 1, 2, and 5 and the other suits? If so, better. Yeah. Do you like the Spider-Man suit? Do you guys like the Firestorm suit? Anyways, that is gonna be it for the video. I'm gonna at least try to post once a day. Because man, maybe I might post occasionally, 2 or 3, but still. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.